Okay, so welcome to my channel. This is my first video, and today I'm going to speak on a very important subject. It's to do with colored, as some may say colored hair, some may say African hair, and some may say dark. I don't want to use black, but dark skinned people and the type of hair. So, as everything else, God has made us with a variety, and we all have special qualities of texture of hair, of skin, and other things that make us who we are. Now, I am going to say this not because I am racial, but because the Holy Spirit has revealed to me how the white people, or let's say light skin, again, I don't even want to say white, has used to mentally enslave us as that of colored ladies to make us feel that we are not beautiful. I could remember growing up and looking at the Indian hair and wondering if my hair would ever be so long, you know and so much of us was like always in picky hair, and we just think, well, that's just how it is. Our hair would always be picky, our hair would never be nice, our hair would never be curly. And the reason why it is so is because that's just our race. That's not true, that's a lie. That was used to enslave us mentally to think that we're not beautiful and we will never be beautiful, and our hair cannot grow to a desired length or texture. But today I am going to reveal to you that just as people of different race can have the hair at different length and texture and the quality that they would like, we too can do this. We have to just break the negativity that was instilled in us during slavery, and it continues to be. We must not be afraid to wear our natural hair. The problem with this is that, I know you might say it's hard, it's this, it's that, it's texture. We did not learn how to care for it. Once we learn how to care for it, so much things we've been doing wrong that is only in my adulthood I discovered. Had so much of issues, yes, with my hair, but the problem with me is that I do not like anything that is not natural. Anything that is, taken away from how God made me seems to me like I'm not satisfied. That's me, that's how I feel. When I have to cover up my natural hair, when I have to use anything else, like people hair or anything, it just feels not right. It feels to me like I'm saying to God, you could have done better, and I know everything that God created was perfect. So then why do I have to do this? I mean, some people will say it's a choice, but I have noticed that the most people who use those extension and artificial hair, and there are some people who too always their hair are always covered. You don't see it, and the only time they feel beautiful is when they put on something that does not belong to them. Check it out. Why is it so? Why would God make a race that has to constantly be covering and using different things to cover up the hair? Remember, your hair, as the Bible says, is your covering. Why do we have to use other covering? So as I said, the problem goes back to the way we were brought up. We did not understand how to care for our hair. One of the things that we need to break is using Vaseline. You don't use Vaseline in natural hair. This is one of the things, that a product that they made knowing that it would destroy your hair, knowing that it would break our hair, knowing that it would prevent our hair from growing because it clogs up holes and it breaks our hair. So our hair is constantly breaking. We have to understand that our hair needs to be constantly moisturized. We can use water, or we can use aloe. All the natural products works well with our hair. I personally have seen my daughter hair grow from being picky and, to growing thick and lustrous in a short space of time, just on going away from using the grease, the Vaseline, the hair food, whatever they call it. They make these things with intention of preventing our hair from growing, ripping us off, and at the end of the day, we still don't get the desired results, so we go back to keep buying their products. Buying hair is the amount of money. If we sit down and check the amount of money that we invest in hair just to look like someone else, we need to check ourselves out. No, everybody have a choice. Everybody may use it for maybe their job, so it might be easier for them. But if you have to constantly doing it, then you need to go back to your roots and figure out why you cannot use what God has given you and feel beautiful and feel competent and feel you feel confident that you can go out to the world with what you have. It goes back to making it to be what you want it to be. You want long hair? Yes, your hair can grow. It's possible. Like I personally experienced, it can grow any hair. I mean, I know some people just have some hair that is, you know, very hard to grow. All of us here is not the same. But you just need to understand your hair, know what product you need to use, and as I say, go use natural products as much as possible. The chemicals is what is the problem, because they make the chemicals. Most of the other races do not use those things. They make natural things. You think white, you imagine a white lady with this kind of hair, we go and put grease in her hair. Could you imagine how it would look? So it's made intentionally for us to keep us down, so that we would feel lesser, that we feel we're not beautiful. But everything that God created is beautiful. But we need to find our beauty by being satisfied and contented with what God has given us and making it, maximizing it, using it. We need to know how to comb our hair. A lot of us don't even understand how to comb it. You comb your hair from the end, come up to the root. Before growing up, you might think, well, they just start from the root, come down. That is us breaking our hair. You detangle it from the end and you walk your way up and you try to keep your hair as moisturized as possible. The oils is what we should be using in our hair. Our hair tends to be dried easily by the environment. So that means that we need to keep it moisturized at all times. Moisturized don't mean packing a set of product in it, but drinking enough water, eating enough vegetables, and every time we go to style it, we need to spray it with water. This is what helps to keep it help us to manage it. So we use the water, you spray your hair, you moisturize it, you use the aloe, you use the coconut oil, you use all the different oils that is found in nature. God knows what he was doing when he gave us this kind of hair. We need to love it, we need to embrace it. I am so glad to see how much people are changing, how much people are realizing that it was mental slavery that has us to always be covering our hair, tying our hair, using different things and putting our hair, which is more damaging our hair. When you cover up your hair, what happens to grass when you cover it? You ever notice when you cover a certain section of grass? That's the same thing with our hair. It gets yellow, it gets weak, and that's what happens when you keep covering your hair. Your hair need to breathe. Your hair need to, you know, feel free to move. But when you keep covering it and you keep putting tight things in it and your hairline goes and all, let's take care of what it is. What do you have? Let's go back and break that mental slavery and liberate ourselves and feel beautiful and make our children feel beautiful. And I'm so glad to see so much people are going back to their natural hair, using it. I always admire people doing it. And for black people, as I said, I normally don't like to say black, but dark skinned people, colored, whatever they call it, my complexion lighter, your hair is not glossy like not the different texture, but it is unique, beautiful. It can go in so much different style. It could be so versatile. We have so much ways of styling it. Let's just make the best out of it. Okay, let's break this thing. And before I go, I just want to say that if you like what I've just said and you need some more in depth, I am gonna do another video with different ways of how we're gonna do this, how we're gonna break this, and how we're gonna liberate ourselves from this mental slavery, and we're gonna know the other side we can use over here and feel natural, beautiful, just how God made us. Okay, and we're going to get it to whatever length you want, whatever thickness we want, by just using the natural things. Stay away from the chemicals. That's the key. And learn and understand your hair. So thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe and let us together. You can give me comments, you can give me questions, you can give me suggestions. Help each other as dark skin, light skin, colored people to be able to grow our hair, to enjoy and embrace our natural beauty. Thank you very much for listening.